Alright guys, so most of the time on this channel, we talk about what not to spend your money on. And in today's video, I'm flipping that completely around because there are just certain things that when you start making more money, you absolutely should be upgrading, and most people are either upgrading the wrong things first or just never upgrading the right things at all. And we're not talking about a nicer car or a bigger house or a more expensive wardrobe. We're talking about the upgrades that actually improve your life, protect your wealth, and make everything else better all at the same time. So I ask that you stay with me all the way to the end of the video because I saved what I think is the single most important upgrade on this entire list for last. And guys, I promise it's not going to be what you're expecting. So let's not waste any time and let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm starting with one that almost nobody leads with, and that is just upgrading your giving. And look, I know that sounds counterintuitive when we're talking about building wealth, but just hear me out for a second. Money magnifies who you already are. If you're generous before you have money, you're going to be generous after you have it. If you're selfish before money, more money just makes you more selfish. And guys, generosity is not just something that you switch on once you hit a certain dollar amount. It's a mindset that you build into your financial philosophy from the start, even if it's just $5 a week right now. So when you do start making more money, having that habit already built means it scales naturally with your income. Giving causes you to believe in something. It gives back. It helps the people around you. It helps your fellow man. Supporting your community goes a long way, and people recognize that. Try to help someone that's struggling. Try to go out of your comfort zone and maybe even work harder for the own money that you earn, knowing that you're helping somebody else in the process. One of the greatest purposes of building wealth is just being in a position to genuinely change someone else's situation. And that feeling is worth more than almost anything that money can buy. Now, number 2 on my list is upgrade the quality of food that you're putting in your body. And guys, I'm not telling you to shop at the most expensive grocery store in town or make everything organic overnight. I'm saying stop putting the cheapest thing that you can find into the only body that you're ever going to have. Buy better ingredients, eat more fresh food, cut back on the processed stuff, remove sugar. Good food is what I call preventative maintenance. You're either going to pay the grocery store now or you're going to pay the doctor later. The older you get, guys, the more obvious that trade-off becomes. Your energy, your clarity, your mood, your ability to show up every day, all of that is directly connected to what you're fueling yourself with. All right, now the third upgrade on my list is one of the most powerful things that money can actually buy, and that is your time back. Of course, guys, when you're broke, you do everything yourself because you have to. You mow your own lawn, you spend 3 Saturdays watching YouTube trying to fix something that a handyman would have already done for you in an hour. You do all of it because every dollar counts. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But here's what shifts when you start making more money. Your time becomes worth more than the money that you're trying to save by doing everything yourself. So, with that being said, hire someone to do the deep cleaning once a month in your house. Pay the landscaper. Get a handyman. Not because you're lazy, but because Saturday afternoons with your family are genuinely irreplaceable. Money can be rebuilt. It can be re-earned. That Saturday, though, that is gone, that moment passes. That time with your family is gone. The best thing that money can buy is not always a possession. Sometimes it's just peace, convenience, and more time doing what actually matters to you. Now, upgrade number 4 on my list is one that gets almost no attention, but affects everything. And that is your entire sleep system. Guys, not just your mattress, I'm talking about your whole setup. The mattress, the pillows, the sheets, the blackout curtains, the temperature in the room, the white noise machine if that's what you need. Sleep affects your focus, your mood, your patience, your health, and your productivity every single day. People will spend $40,000 or $50,000 on a car and then go home and sleep on a 15-year-old worn-out mattress that is destroying their back. That math makes no sense to me. You spend roughly a third of your entire life in bed. That is the single place where your body recovers and repairs itself. So my suggestion, invest in it accordingly. Now guys, if this video is giving you any value so far, please show some love by smashing that like button, leaving a comment down below, and subscribing. Your support genuinely helps this channel grow, so please guys, show some love, smash that like button, comment down below, and subscribe. Alright, now let's move on to the next segment. Okay, so upgrade number 5 on my list changed the way I think about money and success more than anything else, and that is paying for other people's knowledge. Guys, when I was younger, I thought successful people figured everything out on their own, that grinding through every mistake was just a part of the deal. Then I realized that's not actually how wealthy people operate. They hire coaches, they buy the course, they find mentors, they find groups where people are already where they want to be. And the reason is simple. If someone spent 20 years figuring out something and they can teach it to you in a weekend, why would you spend the same 20 years trying to learn it the hard way? You're buying a shorter learning curve. You're buying fewer expense mistakes. You're buying clarity up front instead of confusion for many years. Seriously, guys, one conversation, one book, one mentor at the right moment can completely redirect your financial life. That is always worth paying for. Now, upgrade 6 on my list is incredibly practical, and almost nobody thinks of it as a wealth upgrade, and that is your kitchen. And guys, I'm not talking about a full renovation, just things that you can actually use every day. Because some of you right now are cooking with pots and pans that have been around since the late 90s. The frying pan is warped, the handle is loose, the non-stick coating is completely gone, which is also detrimental to your health, and somehow we just keep using it because it's comfortable. Guys, when you have more money, replace the basic tools. A quality skillet, a good set of knives that actually cut, a solid cutting board, all of these things really help in the long run. And here's why this matters financially. A better kitchen makes you want to cook at home more, generally speaking. You eat better, you spend less dining out or eating out. You enjoy the process of actually being home and using the products you just bought. And then, when your tools are good, cooking stops feeling like a chore and starts feeling like something you actually want to do. Nobody has to know that you upgraded your kitchen, you just quietly improve your daily life. Alright, now, upgrade number 7 on my list is one that most people wait too long to make, in my opinion. And by the time that they realize that they needed it sooner, they've already made expensive mistakes that are very hard to undo. And that is to get a great CPA and start tax planning in advance. And guys, I want to be very, very specific here. I didn't say someone who does your taxes. I said a great CPA, because here's the real difference. When you don't have much money and your finances are simple, doing your own taxes is fine. But the moment that your finances start getting more complicated, because you're making more money through a business, a rental property, multiple income streams, investments, retirement accounts, you need a professional who isn't just filing for you, but actively planning with you throughout the year. Taxes are one of the biggest expenses that is coming out of your paycheck, and almost nobody plans for that in advance. Most people just react every March or April of every year and they go ahead and get their taxes done. But a good CPA helps you legally keep more of the money you earned by understanding the tax code and using it in your favor. And guys, I've shared before in my other videos many of the tax mistakes that I've made and how I've spoken to them to correct them. Those lessons, of course, were painful and expensive. And unfortunately, I learned the hard way so that you don't have to by watching my videos. Guys, bad professional advice is always more expensive than good professional advice. So start interviewing CPAs in your local area before you desperately need one, build the relationship early, and then when the complexity in your finances grows, and trust me, it will if you're watching these videos, you will already have the right person in your corner. Alright guys, and now here's the last upgrade that I asked you to wait for to the end of the video. And this is the one I think is the most important thing on this entire list, and that is investing in yourself. I'm not talking about your car, your house, your wardrobe. I'm talking about you. Your knowledge, your skills, your health, your ability to generate income. These are all the things that I'm asking you to invest into yourself. You are the single greatest financial asset that you own, and everything else on that list flows from that. The best investment I've ever made wasn't in the stock market. It was in my own learning, reading books, taking courses, putting myself in rooms with people who were already where I wanted to go. Because here's the truth, nobody can take you from you. Your skills go with you everywhere. Your knowledge compounds just like money does. When you invest in yourself and become genuinely more valuable, income follows, opportunities follow, better decisions follow, more confidence follows. And unlike a car or house or most other things that you can buy, what you know and who you can become never depreciates. It can never be repossessed, and it can never be taken away from you in a lawsuit or a market crash. Every dollar you invest in yourself has the potential to generate a return that lasts the rest of your life. So guys, again, as I say in every video, go buy that course that you're interested in. Go read that book. Go get that certification. Go join that program. Upgrade your skills before you upgrade anything else in your life, because the person that you're becoming is what produces every upgrade on this list. Guys, I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through. Please drop a comment below and tell me which of these 8 upgrades you're going to start first, or if you've already started them already. I'm genuinely curious about what everybody thinks and what everybody has done, and I'd like you to share it with our community so that everybody else can read one of those comments and maybe it'll help them in the process. And please subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss the next video that I put out every other day. Thank you guys for watching this video again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.